What's up, you guys? Welcome back to WideBody Nation. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys have been DMing me with some really not good negative equity, upside down on your car payment, upside down on your equity situations for your cars, and you're asking for the solution, and I don't have time to type out the answer to all of you guys, so I wanted to make you a video so that I can either send you the video if you DM me in the future, or maybe you'll just stumble on my channel or platforms. I also see this in the comments a lot, and it's becoming more and more frequent, which is very concerning to me. So instead of giving you guys like this huge market analysis and telling you guys why you're in a negative equity situation, because you and I both know probably some of the reasons you're in a negative equity situation, but everyone's situation is different. What is not different from everybody is that nobody wants to be in a negative equity situation on their car, on their house, on any asset that they own, right? And you guys can tear me up in the comments and tell me that cars aren't assets. That's fine. I'm going to tell you how I got out of a potentially catastrophic negative equity situation with my truck that you guys have probably seen on the channel, because I don't have that truck anymore. And I did not buy another car. I didn't do some crazy, deal with a dealership where they're like, yeah, you can get rid of your truck and lower your monthly payment. No, I just found a dealership to sell my truck to, and I did not pay a dime out of pocket, and my truck is gone, my monthly payment is gone, my insurance is gone for that truck. Nothing remains of that 2021 Dodge Ram. So here is how I did it. I was in a negative equity situation for that truck because I financed through my Turo car fleet. I had rolled some negative equity from some of those transactions all the way through my last Turo car, which was a 2019 Chevy Grand Sport Corvette. Great car, great Turo car, but I was done with Turo, right? Whole nother video. I had, I think, 10 to 12 grand of negative equity still for what that car was worth when I bought the truck. They gave me a good trade-in value, which made me, which allowed me to not pay taxes on that vehicle purchase, on the truck purchase. And I was able to buy that truck at invoice price, which knocked down some of the negative equity. But my truck was financed at about 3.49% interest rate for 72 months. I owned that truck, or I had that loan for 2-ish years, and so I paid it down from, I think, low 70s down to high 50s. I owed, at the time I sold my truck, I owed $58,900. Now, here's where it gets very, very concerning. I had Carvana offering me monthly, because I had tried it once in the system during, while the pandemic was still going. Carvana kept sending me these decreasing amounts for my truck. The last one Carvana sent me was $45,000 for my truck. And that is one of those emails I opened up. I was like, I am in trouble, because I wanted to start minimizing my expenses like this year, because I'm going to be getting out of the Army in about 9 months to 15 months or so. So obviously I got to trim the fat, get financially sound to get out of the Army. And I obviously have quite a few cars, so it needed to get rid of them, right? I'm not trying to buy another car, not trying to do a 2-for-1, not trying to do a 1-for-1. Get rid of cars, right? So I saw the 45 grand valuation from Carvana, but we all know Carvana is kind of a crazy company. I started shopping the truck around on other websites, on other dealership websites, on Kelley Blue Book, on CarMax, on a few others. And it was getting really concerning because, yeah, Carvana was really low at 45 grand, but I'm talking the best offers I was getting online from these generated systems were like low 50s, 51, 52. And remember, I owed 58,900, so basically 59 grand. So my truck payment was like $1,200 a month. I'm paying that every month, and I'm like anywhere from 7 to 15 grand in negative equity on a diesel truck that gets like maybe 14 miles a gallon, with gas prices going back up. And I basically decided I was gonna have to like get back in the trenches, do some of the stuff I preached on the channel, and get out there to the dealerships and just find someone to buy the truck and not pay them a dime, $100, $1,000. I'm not paying off the truck. They're paying off the truck because they're going to sell my nice truck for more than I even owed on it. It was just a question of finding the right dealership. And that's what I encourage you guys to do. And that is what I did. I use my phone for convenience to find out, okay, what is like the bottom of the barrel dollar? Because that is what they're offering you on these online websites. They're offering you, like, if your truck is like less than average condition, and they're trying to make a boatload of money off your truck. So I literally drove around to about 10 or 11 dealerships here in Tennessee, around Nashville, and I just bring it in. I'm looking to sell my truck. Oh, okay. Are you looking to buy? Like, what do you? No, are you guys buying cars or not? It says on the sign out there that you guys are buying cars. So are you buying this thing or not? You make me an offer. And my truck didn't really have a lot of modifications to it. I had upgraded the wheels from like the base model wheels to the premium, like, limited wheels that were still an OEM option. So I felt that added some value. And then I also had that really nice Diamondback bed cover on there, some window tint, and a toolbox. So I felt like the truck was worth a couple extra grand because it was tasteful OEM style modifications, right? So that's when I started to have some dealerships. I could maybe give you 54, 55 grand. And I was like, okay, we're getting there, right? And you guys, you can do the same thing if you have an Altima. Like, say your Altima, you owe 25 grand on it, and the best offer you've gotten is 18 grand. Like, it is up to you to go basically sell your car to a dealership and find that dealership that is willing to pay you as close to, if not over, the amount that you owe. And I know it is hard. You're going to have to take a lot of no's. I got more or less laughed out of multiple dealerships. I had to receive many insulting offers, insulting to me, but like, try to remove your emotions from it. I had dealerships that were like, here's the best we can do, 55 grand. And I'm sitting here like, damn. Like, this truck has nice wheels, nice tires. Again, OEM. It's got a $2,000-$3,000 bed cover on it. It's got, it's got every towing option. It's got the high output motor. It's got the good transmission. It's got surround view cameras. And I am just getting a bunch of lowball offers. But lo and behold, one of the dealerships that's close to my house, I just happened to stop in there. I actually stopped in there with this car, trying to see if they want to buy this thing from me. And, long story short, they did not offer me enough to buy this car from me, but I had them do a quick ballpark, showed them some pictures of the truck, give them the VIN, talked it up a little bit. And they said, I tell you what, bring the truck back and we're close. Because you know what they did? They said, I think we're at about 58. And I was like, okay, well, I owe 58,900 on this thing. So if they can just come up another grand, I can get out of this thing and not pay a cent, not pay another monthly payment, not pay another insurance payment, not pay another dollar for diesel, getting 12 to 14 miles per gallon for diesel, none of it. So what I did is I just brought the truck, I cleaned the truck up, made sure it was looking good inside, outside. I washed all the seats with my carpet cleaner and all that. Obviously washed the outside, inside, all that good stuff. Took most of my stuff out of it, other than like the couple things I needed to get to the dealership and some paperwork. And I took it there, and they took it off my hands. And this is after I had received 45 grand offer from Carvana, 48 grand from CarMax, many offers in the low 50s when I owed 59 on it, and a dealership literally within walking distance of my house, if I was going to take a long walk, bought the truck from me for what I owed on it. And I think I might even have got, I think I left a little bit of money on it. I think they might have bought it for 60 off me and actually cut me a check if I really stuck to my guns on it, or kind of maneuvered a little better, honestly. So all that to say, the market is tough out there right now. You guys are fighting against interest rates. This is where I'm going to talk about some of the reason why you guys are running into such trouble getting rid of your car. A lot of dealerships, like, you guys need to use your perception. You're not going to be able to get rid of your negative equity situation car, I bet, just online. It's almost, if you're in a bad negative equity situation where you're at least 3 to 5 grand in negative equity or more, you're not going to get an offer online that is going to get you out of the situation. You're going to have to go. You don't have to go into every dealership, You could, but you need to drive around, see which dealer lots are really full, see, or maybe you notice which dealers sell a lot of cars, like which high velocity sales dealership. The dealership that I sold my truck to, even though gas prices are high, interest rates are high, and they bought my truck for kind of a high amount of money, they had my truck sold within 2 weeks, which is quick. 2 weeks on a used truck is quick. And they do a good amount of sales, but I mean, it was impressive. Like, the whole situation was kind of fortunate and impressive. But that is what I'm saying. You guys need, like, if you're hitting resistance, like, I went to the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership with my Ram truck, and they lowballed me at like 54. I think they were like, maybe we'll come up to 55, but maybe you have to buy something from us. And I was just like, I'm not buying another car. So you guys got to remember, they're getting more and more new cars now. They're coming out of the factories a lot steadier now. There's more and more repos hitting the market. So auctions are getting flooded with repoed cars. And so there is more supply, and there is arguably equal to or less demand now. So prices are going down because demand is steady or lower and supply is much higher, shifting that supply and demand curve. And then to really just cap it all off, those interest rates are high now, folks. So whereas your car could have been worth 50 grand back when interest rates were 0 to 2%, now, you know, let's say that monthly payment for that 50 grand car back then was only, let's say it was $750 a month. We're doing beer math here, folks. We're not doing full math. I'd pull the calculator out if I needed to. But let's say your car that was worth 50 grand, you know, the monthly payment at 0% interest was like $750 a month. Just say for a term of 72 months. Jack the interest rates up all the way to 8%. Now that same monthly payment could be as high as like $900-ish if that car was still sold for 50 grand. Now that's not what happens. When interest rates go up, just like in the housing market, for every point interest rates come up, prices of cars are going to go down anywhere from, 1 to 5% potentially, maybe even more. In housing, it's usually said that every point that interest rates go up, the housing prices will go down by 10%, which is pretty drastic. But you got to remember that is a 30-year mortgage, not like a 5 to 7 year car loan, right? So what I've been noticing is that, for about every point in APR that it goes up, so if you're going from 0% to 8%, maybe that car price is going down 2 to 5%. So you could easily see that car that used to be worth 50 grand, maybe that car is all the way down to low 40s. And that's kind of like what happened with my truck, right? Because if you financed 40 grand, but it's at 8% for 72 months, I can bop that calculation for you, but it's going to be darn close to that $50,000 car at 0%. And that is like the beauty and the curse of interest rates, right? Like the amount of money you're paying for the car itself versus the bank for interest is variable, right? Depending on what interest rate you signed up for, right? And it can impact the value of your car because, yes, you got a good deal back when interest rates are low on the interest rate, but then the price you paid for the car may have been higher than if interest rates were higher and then the price of the car was lower, if that makes sense. Ultimately, it comes down, for most people, it comes down to monthly payments. I never tell you guys to focus on monthly payments because that's how you can really get yourself screwed into a terrible deal. But again, that's kind of a topic for another video. But if you're looking for something to blame, high interest rates, there's a lot of repos, there's a lot of other people selling their cars right now, and there are a lot more new cars on the market now. So the demand on the used car market is down for sure. There is a lot more supply in the market, generally speaking. There is diminishing demand for many reasons, including interest rates and just maybe people are getting laid off. Maybe people realize they don't need as expensive a car, whatever it may be. But comment down below if you have more comments or more questions, comments, concerns on getting out of a negative equity situation. But I just got myself out of a potential negative equity situation using the techniques that I have told you guys about before, but I hadn't made a video on this in probably a year or two, and things have changed since the last time I made a video on this. So, I mean, it's tough out there, guys, but you got to be willing to take some no's, got to be willing to take some insulting offers to go ahead and not dip into your own pocket just to get rid of your own car that you might have gotten screwed into buying or whatever. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you guys are looking to protect your car, go to destroyer1320.com. Friends don't let friends drive around unprotected, as they say. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys for the next video.